Hello, hello guys. Happy Wednesday. Thanks for popping in here tonight. I am going to be continuing my quilt, the Hourglass quilt. We are actually at the quilting stage. We are sewing with metallic thread. So we'll continue with that tonight. I think I'll be able to finish one side. We're doing two angles so they make like little diamonds when they're done. I think we'll get done with one side tonight and draw the lines on for the next side, I think, as well. So we're cruising right along on the quilting. So if you're new here, my name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. I'm the author of Sew and Stitch Embroidery, and I'm here every weeknight at 9:30 p.m. Central. So thanks so much for coming in. Hello, everyone. I see you starting to pop in. So, all right, let's get sewing. I want to see how far I can get on this tonight. All right, flipping you around. So let me know what you guys have been up to today. I am just gonna go to town on this guy. So I'm gonna start by rolling up all this that we have done. I wanna go in the same direction every single time. Start on one side and end up on the other. I don't wanna go, I always wanna stay from top to bottom. I don't wanna go from bottom to top because it'll change how things look a little bit. It'll get a little bit more wobbly. So that requires me to roll it all up and stick it in the machine here. Oh, look, we got an ender hiding out here. Snip that. Okay, we are set. You know what? Gotta take the shoes off. Gotta sew in my socks. Oh, Deborah, you got a few rows together on your Hourglass quilt. How fun. That's exciting. If you haven't posted it in the Penguin and Fish Crafters group yet, do that so I can check it out. I want to see. And if you guys are coming in kind of towards the end of this project, be sure to check out the other videos on the Penguin and Fish page. We go through the whole process of making this from beginning to end, this quilt. So if you want to make your own, there are free videos for that. All right, I am sewing on either side of this line that we've already drawn on here. All right, and I think our tension is good from last night yet. Oops, I'm veering off my line. Let's get back on there. There's a lot of quilt situated in my lap here yet. I still don't have my extension table or my little hand tools to move things around, so I don't know. The tracking from this website isn't all that good. They don't, usually, with tracking, they link you up to, if it's UPS or USPS, and then you can find out the actual tracking. They haven't done that on this site, so I have no way of knowing when it's gonna come, and it's driving me nuts. They said it was in stock, but I don't know. I want that extension table. The extension table is that big acrylic table that's as high as the kind of base of your machine. And it's easier to move your quilt along on that big flat surface that's even. That's like why people have the tables that are sunk in. Last night you were talking about the grippers. Oh, it came around, and can you tell us? Oh, shoot, yeah, I will do that. I'll do that again. Are they sort of round shaped, those grippers? They're bean shaped, but they're not the frog things. That's a different brand. So I forgot to look it up, but I'll look it up tonight and post it right away. Yeah, I got busy after last night's scope and I forgot. Or Facebook Live, I mean. And it's tough. I can't remember the brand name because it's one of those, like a lot of sewing brand names. Or websites, they all have the word sew in, and you know, some other words. So it's hard to know, like, if it's like sewing plus or sewing center, you know, whatever. You know what I mean? It's hard to remember them. So I will check it out again though, for sure. They're a little bit different than those frog grippers though. For one thing, they're see-through, which is awesome. So if you're doing like free motion stuff, you can move them anytime you want. That you just pick them up and move them. But you can get like really close, and I think you can actually use it as a guide. So for free motion quilting, a lot of times you can do you want like round shapes or something. You can use you can actually use it as like an acrylic ruler to make shapes. Yes, the quilt shop today, and their comment wasn't very nice, or their comment wasn't very nice. When I have a lot of weight from the quilt, instead of putting it in the lap. Oh yeah. I tried to put this over my shoulder, and it's just getting kind of weird. But yeah, I think that's what I'll have to do that for the Splendid Sampler, for sure. It's like not quite big enough to go over my shoulder comfortably. And I have my microphone on that side of my body too, so I'm trying to not cover up my mic. All those tech issues. All right, let's double check our tension. I know we had to switch it a little bit yesterday. Well, this side looks good still. Yeah, I think we're plenty good. Ooh, I am still getting a pucker every once in a while. I forgot to kind of go slow and try not to get those puckers, so we'll go better this round. All right, let's trim this leader off. I might be able to throw this over my shoulder yet. I think it's gonna have to stay in my lap, unfortunately. Arg. But yeah, an extender table, I would remove this part. Like this comes off, this whole bit. See, like that. I would remove that, and then the extender table would go up to the same level. Just like if I had one of those tables where the sewing machine can go inside of the table, like dip down into the table. All right. I just really need to get right next to it here, I think. All right. Oops, sorry. I missed a few comments here. Let me read them. About the grippers, sorry. Oh, the table will help for sure. One of those extenders on your machine. Oh, it's still in the box. Oh, you should get it out. Yeah, when my extension table comes, I think I'm going to do a live unboxing of it, and we'll try to assemble it and put it on the machine. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, where is it? I want it now. Hey Cheryl, thanks for joining. So my birthday's next week, Wednesday, I think, the 6th. So it has to come before the 6th at least. It's kind of my birthday present for myself, the little extension table. Oh man, I'm getting anxious. I want it. I want that. Oh, you'll provide the wine. Yeah. Oh, did you guys see that funny quilting wine? Like it was called like, what was it? I posted it. It's called like Quilts or something. They know their audience. All right, I'm feeling like I got a good system going here now. just kind of real close to the machine here. I feel like I'm getting everything nice and flat too. It's just little by little. All right, we are almost into the border again. Then just a couple more little rows and then that's it. You have an extension table, oh, for your featherweight and you love it. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, the thing I'm super excited about with, oh, it feels like it's gonna get bunched up underneath here. But what I'm super excited for with this particular extension table is it's adjustable for any machine. So you don't have to get it custom made for your machine. That's why I've kind of never really looked into it before, just because I'm like, ugh, do I really want to get something custom for this machine? All right, coming to the end of this. Oh, I need a leader in here. There we go. Using my cute little orange scissors tonight. Okay. Looking pretty decent yet. Can you post where you got the extension table, please? So, Antoinette, I will post it. I will post where I got the extension table and where I got the grippers. I actually, the grippers are the same place that I think maybe makes it's the same company that makes the extension table that I got, but they didn't have the extension table in stock when I ordered it, so I had to get the extension table from a different place. But I will post both of those in the notes when I'm done with this, done being live here. I will put them both up in the Facebook description box as well as the YouTube description box. All right, back up to the top here again. A couple more rows here. I don't know it offhand. That's why I can't just tell you. But I will look it up and give you that information. But yeah, I've never seen an adjustable one like that before, and so I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna give that a try. That's gonna be my birthday present to myself. Because it's still, I mean, it's not super cheap, but although getting one made isn't exactly cheap either. All right, too much bulk. Roll it up a hair more. All right, I think we're as good as we're gonna get here now. Make sure we're flattened out. Waiting for you and fell asleep. Oh, just looking good. Thanks, Rosalie. We are almost done with this first, going in this first direction, and then we're gonna rotate it and, you know, do 90 degrees to this. So we'll be making cute little diamonds in the end. Square diamonds. Oh, my brain just started thinking about my bobbin, which makes me wonder if we, like how close we are to running out of the bobbin. I've been pretty good with that lately, like through the Splendid Sampler. I'll all of a sudden just, the bobbin will pop in my brain, and then like 5 minutes later, we'll be out of the bobbin. So maybe I'm getting good at sensing when I've been sewing the right amount of time. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's fresh for this, so we should really have plenty on here. I mean, we are sewing a lot of straight lines, but it's not tons and tons of them. Virtually shipping costs are also high. Oh, to get to Canada too. Yeah. Exchange rate. Yeah. Yep. It's not always easy or cheap to get all those things. Yeah, shipping is such a thing these days. And shipping's always going up here in the US too. It's tough. I mean, the places that offer free shipping, I mean, in theory, they've built that into the price of their actual product. I don't know. Or they sell so much that they can just deal with it. Actually, a lot of big companies, they get to negotiate with shipping companies to get their shipping to be super duper cheap. Just all of us normal people of the world have to pay the expensive price. Companies get to pay super cheap prices. Big companies. Okay, falling off the table over here. There we go. All right, I think we're still looking okay as far as tension. Let's get this back in the machine. If you live near the border, you can always use post referral. Oh, interesting. Have it shipped to the States and drive across. Oh, funny. Huh. That's interesting. I might be visiting Toronto coming up here soon, so I might be in Canada for a day or so. We'll see. We haven't quite figured it all out. We're doing a little road trip coming up here. Oh, come to Vancouver. That'd be fun. I would love to do like a whole cross-country Canada tour. That would be pretty fun. My parents just did that last year or this winter or something on the train there, and I think that'd be really fun. Montreal is close to Toronto. Yeah, I think we might go to the Niagara Falls and just kind of do a loop back home. I don't know. We're trying to make a road trip out of when we go visit Joanne's corporate, we're gonna try and make a road trip out of it. Keep going. But that'll be fun. All right, we have three more little row segments after this one. We're getting there though. Yeah, my brother just joined. He's over in Australia now. Moving snow. Ooh, some of these lines are pretty curvy, but oh well. This is good practice for straight line quilting because I'm going to be doing my Splendid Sampler quilt with straight lines as well. I mean, I think I'm not going to be doing diagonal lines like this. I'll just be stitching in the ditch, so it should be kind of easy to follow compared to this where I have to draw it all out. Oh, Works and Whistler, fun. Oops. Get in there. Oh, gotta roll it up. We're on to the next section here. Last little corner. All right, I think we got this flat enough. Ooh, we are twisting up quite a bit again. It's actually, once it gets to, so here, you can check it out. Once it goes through my machine, like the tension dial, it gets flat again. So it's actually not being stitched with all the twists, but before it goes into the tension dial, then it's really twisted. So I might just risk it. Let's see how far we can take this. Let's see how far I can twist before it does something horrible. How about that? Because it doesn't seem to be twisting in my piece, so that's important. I'm curious. I mean, we don't have that much further to go, so let's see if it can make it, or if anything weird happens. I don't have like a whole giant rose to take out if something weird does happen. Just a few little tiny rows, but I don't think anything horrible will happen. Let's stretch the limits of this metallic thread. Oh, this is our last pairing that goes through an hourglass block. All right, gonna have to remove that pin. It's fun taking the pins out. One here as well. He does. He crochets and sews. He doesn't do much sewing. He just, but he has started sewing. He made a few little sachets, like lavender sachets that he out of some of my fabric to show that he could sew, and gave it to us. But he's been crocheting hats for a while. Just really, really awesome snow hats out of wool. And you know, when he goes to Australia and New Zealand and all those places, he always gets like really interesting wools and different fibers that we can't get here, and so that's pretty awesome. He's an artist for sure. Very creative, and but yeah, I think one day when we were both at home, I brought a book home, and I think it had how to crochet a hat or something, and he grabbed that, and I think from there he taught himself how to crochet. And then he's been making hats for years, and they're awesome. I have a few of them. Crafty family. Yeah, I think we're a family that likes to make stuff. I think that's true. Whether it's just like, you know, building stuff outside, or, you know, redesigning the garden, or anything, you know. I think we like having ideas and like testing them out. Oh, you grew up with 3 older brothers. Oh, non-sewers. I want to see what happens when I put them behind the machine. Oh, funny. I betcha they could. Betcha they'd like it if they could figure it out. There's a whole lot that can be sewn, or at least like the knowledge that, oh, I could fix this if I needed to. Break out the sewing machine and do whatever needs to get done. All right, 2 more little rows, and we'll be good here. I'm not sure my other brother's ever sewn. Oh man, you guys, I just had a thought. So I'm giving this away as a giveaway, and it just occurred to me that whoever wins it is gonna see all my crooked lines and all my puckers and all that. So, well. A real human's making it and learning. We're almost done. One more tiny bit. Well, actually, we gotta do both sides. So 3 more little stripies to sew. Oh, I hope so, Sherry. Well, good. That's good to hear. You know, I'm used to just making stuff for myself. And it doesn't usually matter to me if it's not perfect. Because it all represents, like, learning something new. But this time I won't have it. Oh, here are all my enders. Gotta snip those off again. Oh, I hope you feel better, Pam. Good night. All right, 3 more. Oops. Oh, I thought I saw another one. Another ender hiding out, but nope. Just double check the fabric's not flopping over. Oh, you'd love the crooked lines and all. That's nice to hear. Ugh, come on. Now this bulk is going to be a lot in the neck here. So some walking feet have that little bar that you can put on. I might have to order one of those because then I could just be, instead of using the side here, I could be just having the bar come out and measuring the distance between my lines that way. Oh, thanks, Susan. Okay, 1 more row pairing to go. It's hard to see to cut this off. There we go. Pull it back through again. Oh, I don't think I pulled it back through the last time. Well, we're doing it this time. I pushed the rest out and then put it back in. But all right, last 2 here. Try and get this flat. All right, out of here, pin. Ooh, I just don't want to make, I want to make sure that this is going in the right spot, but we're in it now, I guess. All right, get a leader in there and 1 more and we can check it out. I'm excited. Then we'll start drawing the lines on for the other direction. Ooh, I can't see it. There we go. When you have cocked lines and points that don't quite match, helps give character. That's what I think, Bonnie. It helps make it make it like a human did it, which I think makes it special. It shows all the places that you learned from for the next time. All right, this is it. Let's get the leader in there, and we are done sewing until I think I'm out of leaders. Until we get the other side drawn on. I gotta steal one from here. Okay, let's turn this guy off. Trim him. Okay, I'm gonna push it through this way this time. Oh, Rosalie, that'll be nice. Oh, they look straighter than yours. Ah, well, I'm working on it a little bit, Diane. All right, let's snip these guys off. I'll need them later. All right, we'll check to see how many puckers we got going on too. But all right, there's the one direction. I think it's pretty at the end here where we have a few going in the edge into the border. I mean, it's difficult to see here because it blends in a little bit, but I think the part that I'm most excited about with this metallic thread is the border, because our border is our only fabric that's not sparkly. So by adding this metallic thread, it makes the border sparkly. So we do have the one direction. I mean, we could technically end it without doing any more than just this, I think, but I do want to do that other angle. I think it'll be pretty. I think it'll also be reminiscent of our hourglass block. That's why I want to do the other direction as well. So let's check the back again, see if there's any glaring mistakes. This is the side that we just did. Pucker here and there, but not too horrible. These last ones look pretty good. Few wobbles, not too bad. But yeah, I like the diagonal of it too. Oh yeah, I'm excited. I think the cross hatch will look cool. So let's start drawing lines for that tonight. Yeah, then we'll get sewing right away tomorrow again if we can get our lines going. So let's start. Oh, now we have like lines that I can make sure that we're parallel to a little bit. Oops, sorry, I punched you guys. Okay, we have to decide. Oh, I know how we decide. So remember, I want to make sure that I'm going through these ones where we got the big square. So let's go to that first area here, because I know for sure I want to go through there, and then we'll work our way back this way and then work our way this way. Okay, get my pen and my water soluble blue marker, and then I have my white water soluble pencil. I'll need the blue on this white fabric here. Got some filament hanging out, getting caught on me. Okay, so I'm just kind of connecting the lines here. We'll go down to here. Then I'll extend it into the border. So I need to mark these ones that I'm not going right through the middle of. The ones that are squares, not hourglasses. And I think this blue up here, I need to use the marker as well. This whole diagonal is full of just squares instead of hourglasses. That's kind of interesting. All right, let's extend this into the border. Now in theory, they should be going perpendicular to these, so I am going to kind of check that a little bit, even if it veers a little bit from this angle. It'll be close. yeah, so we'll have that double line again, which I think will be neat. All right, I'm going to extend this up to the top as well. And then we'll move this way, and then we'll go the other direction too tonight, I think. Let's see how we're doing on time. Yeah, it'd be awesome if we could get all this drawn on. All this prep work is part of making a quilt, I guess. All right, how about right there? The blue out for here. We're close enough to center. Luckily, we're not going right down the center. We're going on either side, so that'll fudge it a little bit for us. Okay, let's scooch this way. So we're skipping the next one and going to the next one here. All right, right like that. And through here. Scooch her up. So the one thing about this little space is I wouldn't be able to be doing this measuring and stuff with my extension table in the way. So maybe it's good that I don't have it yet. I would have to move the extension table to draw these lines on. All right, let's keep going. I am trying to kind of keep them equidistant apart a little bit, kind of like how I did last time, although it's not really going right through the center here. It'll be close. Extend it up this way. Yeah, I think this is going to look neat. You know, I wasn't originally planning this. I wanted to do the stitching in the ditch, but then I'm like, oh man, I'm not going to be able to get through all the bulk at where all these seams meet without like breaking needles. So I like this double one. It's going to be really, it's going to add an extra layer of interest to, I think, the double crosshatch. So I'm pretty excited about it too. It'll be neat to see it develop. All right. And I think we can get one more in the corner here. Yep, one more in the corner. Ooh, this is that one that our tension was maybe a little weird on. I think it'll all work out though. There we go. Have you ever tried double needles? Oh, you know what? I very recently have tried double needles. Oh man, that would have been a good, interesting idea. So the only double needles I have are jersey needles, but that could have been interesting. I wonder how double needles would work with metallic. Oh, but you know what? A double needle, the back doesn't make this. A double needle will make kind of like a zigzag in the back. So a double needle wouldn't quite work for quilting in the same way. So all right, we got this side done. Let's roll it up and do this side. But in that class that I took, that class to make that long sleeve t-shirt, that I got to use a double pointed needle for the first time. Or not a double pointed needle, a double needle. By the time I get this all said and done, I won't want to get rid of it. Well, luckily I'm in the mindset of, you know, I just went through all my fabric and I'm like, oh man, I just need, I need to start unloading things. So this is actually perfect timing. I think I'll like it. I'll have to take some photos of it, but I'll have to deal without it. Where'd my, there it is. Just gotta get this one drawn and this one up here. Go this way first. This is, oh, no, we're not quite to the longest one yet. Next one will be the longest. Sorry for the glare in my my ruler there. Oh, this one I need the blue marker. I could probably use the blue marker in the green as well, but well, we've been using the white. All right, I don't think we did the other end of this one yet. It's long down here. Alrighty. I'm lining it up with my lines as well as kind of the center a little bit. I think this looks pretty decent. Did I draw on this one yet? Can't tell. I don't think so. Okay, next up. Next up is through another one of these squares that we made. Keep hitting the window. All right. That looks decent. Switch to the blue. I didn't quite make it to the bottom yet, so let's scooch a hair more. All right. Going the opposite order now. The other ones I did the top first. This one I did the bottom first, I think. Yeah. This is the longest root right here. All right. It'll be good to get this done. Then I don't have to worry about this at all tomorrow, and tomorrow it can just be a nice big sewing session. I don't think this is, oh yeah, ruler is long enough to go the rest of the way here. Pretty much like that. All right. I think I'm going to rotate it around to do the rest here. I think that'll be easier. Okay. Next up, how many more do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left, I think. Are you going to hand sew the binding? I'm going to hand sew the binding. There are a few other ways that I'd like to start doing new bindings, or testing testing how to do it in different ways. In theory, I was going to hand bind it, but now that I think about it, it might be fun to do metallic, like sew it on with metallic all the way around. That could be kind of interesting too. So, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that. Like, instead of sewing it on the front and flipping it over, I could sew it on the back and flip it to the front, and then sew with the metallic thread all the way around. Could be kind of neat. Oh man, I might have to experiment with the binding too. I don't know. Now my brain's going. I was just going to do it how I normally do it, which is to sew it onto the front and then put it to the back and hand bind it. But I don't know, this metallic idea, I'm liking that. Be a nice little metallic frame for it. Do you have enough backing overlapping so you can? Oh, no, I'm not going to do the backing way because I've sewn into that, but I can, with my binding, I can sew it to the back and flip it to the front. And instead of hand stitching it on like I would do on the back, I would sew it down, and I'd flip it to the front because then I could see the edge more. I don't have any of those fancy presser feet that do all that measuring for me. Or that do, there's all those fancy feet now that flip, that you can do like a binding. It'll fold and make a bias tape binding as you sew it on. Looks kind of awesome. I'm thinking of maybe getting, I can get a snap-on adapter for my foot, for my sewing machine. I'm thinking about maybe getting that, and then like one of those sets of a bunch of feet and trying them out, like the hemming foot and you know, the feet that will make a binding on your quilt as you sew it. That sounds kind of cool. Cool enough to give it a try. But I figured I got my extension table and I got that new free motion quilting foot. I figured that's probably good enough for right now. I'll get all that other stuff later. Oops, I drew this with the... Yeah, I can't really see it. I need the white. I'm gonna have to sharpen this pencil when I'm done here. All right, through these two and the border, and then these last couple should be a lot easier because it'll be shorter. I don't have to go over the whole. I don't have to move the quilt around as much. I did do that backing thing though on that other quilt that we made on here. That what was it? That slashing quilt that we made, oh gosh, a couple of years ago now, since we've been working on the Splendid Sampler. But that I did that overlapping where you can trim off your binding and then you can flip your actual the back of the quilt over and stitch it down. That's another way to do a binding, but you kind of have to, I didn't leave much for that, and I've sewn it down, and I probably wouldn't have wanted to do that. But we already have the binding made, so I don't want to do it that way anyway. I don't want to use all that binding we cut and made. All that math we had to do to get it. Can't let that go to waste. I don't know how parallel we are to these other lines. I forgot that I was going to check that too as we went. But, oh well, we'll be close enough. All right. Couple more. I think just 2 more actually, maybe 3. 3 real quick ones. All right. But this one doesn't quite reach the whole way, dang it. All right, a couple more. Oh, just 1 more, I think. I think this is it. And we will call it an evening after this. This was perfect timing. Wow, it did get a little bunched up here. I think this is that area where it was stretching a bit. Yeah, right here. We may have to go back and redo this little seam, but actually I think there's enough flex in this thread that will be okay. So, all right, good. There we go. Got all of the lines on. We can get kind of a sense of what it's going to be like with all these crisscrosses. Be kind of interesting, like a little lattice work. That's what it's going to look like. Fun. I'm excited. They're all equal too. They're all like another one of these diamonds worth, and then a partial diamond. So instead of being like diamonds within the border, it's going to be more. It's going to look like more lattice. There's not going to be a complete diamond within the border. I don't know. I'm excited. I think this will be pretty cool, and I think this will go rather quick as well. All right, I'm going to flip you guys around, and we will call it an evening. Hello again. So I don't think this is going to take more than 2 more days for the quilting. So let's see, Thursday, Friday. I think we'll be done with the quilting by Friday. 4th of July is Monday, isn't it? Is it? I think so. So I'm not quite sure if we'll be back here on Monday, but we'll see how it goes with this. And then just the binding, we'll be done with this by early next week, especially if we sew the binding on. That might be fun to try just because I don't do that very often. I almost always sew it onto the front and then flip it to the back and then hand stitch it. It might be fun to try something different. I mean, that's what we're doing with this quilt, right? It's my chance to try a whole pile of different things. So I think that might be fun. We could sew it onto the back, flip it to the front, and then sew a really pretty stitch, like an 1/8 inch in from the end of where it was flipped around. And then we can wonder clip the whole edge. I think that might be fun. We'll give that a try, I think. So, okay. Awesome, guys. Thanks again for coming in and joining me for all the quilting tonight. And we'll continue this tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Central. So thanks again, guys. I will catch you tomorrow. Good night.